Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. It's the weekend. Let's do the whole doggone thing. Saturday, the 19th of March, is National Backyard Day. I love spending time in our backyard.
I do too.
National Certified Nurses Day. National Chocolate Caramel Day. National Let's Laugh Day. That was nice. National Poultry Day. National Corn Dog Day. And National Quilting Day. Also, Sunday, the 20th of March, National Native HIV/AIDS Awareness Day, National Proposal Day. Why would that be today, I wonder?
I don't know.
National Ravioli Day, World Flour Day, Flour, like the stuff you use to bake things, and spring begins this weekend. Are you ready for spring?
I'm always ready for spring. That is my favorite season.
I knew that. Also, my guest this weekend is Jordan Goodman. He is America's Money Answers Man. We're going to get some answers from him coming up.
At bettercreditcards.com, our mission is to help you get a better credit card. Why pay more interest than you need to? We have cards with amazing points and perks. If you're not a point person and just want the lowest interest rate, you can find those too at bettercreditcards.com. You can also find credit cards designed to help you build your credit. BetterCreditCards.com wants to help you get a better credit card. Give yourself a little credit at BetterCreditCards.com. That's BetterCreditCards.com.
Now, surveys and studies and such brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. Trees.com published a survey. Now, keep in mind, this is where it comes from, Trees.com, where they found that 1 in 4 plant collectors, so 25% of plant collectors, began their hobby as a result of the pandemic.
Okay.
So a lot of people decided, I'm going to start growing some plants.
Okay.
And 1 in 4 plant owners started collecting during the pandemic as a hobby. Half of new plant owners started collecting house plants to improve their mental health. Gen Z had the highest rate of dead house plants among pandemic-era plant parents. 32% of Americans who started to collect house plants during the pandemic have already quit the hobby. So 32%, a third of them have already given it up.
Yeah, that's quite a bit.
If you'd like to read the entire study, they have all of it at trees.com, and I have a link directly to that page in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
It's Bernie Carrick, former New York City Police Commissioner. If you own a gun, you need to check out StopBoxUSA.com, the safest solution to keep a firearm in your home and get instant, reliable access to that gun. It's an awesome weapon retention product, especially if you have little kids at home or frequent visitors. Get access to your gun in under a second. StopBox is the safest solution to keep a firearm in your home.
Use discount code RADIO to save 10% at StopBoxUSA.com.
You need to check out StopBoxUSA.com.
Did you know? Brought to you by RadioTravelGroup.com. Heidi, did you know when a 7-year-old became too sick to go to school but still wanted to interact with his teacher and classmates, an avatar robot was sent in his place? Joshua Martingale of Berlin, Germany, currently unable to attend school due to a severe lung disease. So in his place, an avatar robot sits at his desk and sends a blinking signal to indicate when the boy has something to say. What's more, his classmates are able to talk to him and share and laugh with him during the class through the robot, and then he hears all of this stuff where he is. They say that while they like the robot being there, they're looking forward to seeing their friend in class again soon. Isn't that amazing?
That's pretty cool.
That's the technology we have today. I remember when I was a kid and when I was sick from school, I didn't want to be there. I didn't want a robot there in my place. I just didn't want to be there. And half the time I wasn't even really sick. So, yeah, different times, but fascinating stuff. And we don't know everything, but now we know this. Thanks for listening to The John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
Now, big screen, little screen, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com. Peacock is officially stirring the pot. A TikTok user had fans of The Office in a tizzy after revealing that the recipe for Kevin's famous chili is buried within the terms and conditions of the comedy series' exclusive streaming home, Peacock. A video detailing the Easter egg currently boasts over 131,000 views. For the uninitiated, Kevin's famous chili appeared in an episode back in season 5, and it was a big deal. And apparently everybody wanted to get this recipe, so they were all on there looking for it. And then he spilled it all over the floor. Do you remember that?
No.
I've got a link to the stuff. You want to see it?
Okay.
Who would win in a fight, Rocky or Rambo? Heidi, who do you say?
Rambo.
How about Batman or Superman? Who do you say?
Superman.
How about Alien or Predator?
I don't know. I didn't watch those.
All right. Well, they say if the fighter were to fight Rocky versus Rambo, they think that Rambo would win.
Of course.
Yeah. So I've got all the details on this. I'm reading through this. It gets pretty gory, actually.
Batman only has toys. He's not going to be able to beat Superman.
But
so
I think
Superman's
in Batman
gonna
v
win.
Superman, didn't Batman win? We didn't watch that.
Which is
but-
ridiculous. Also in Freddy versus Jason, Jason won, and Freddy would have totally won.
All right. This is why we're not going to go there. Big screen, little screen, brought to you by channelsurfertv.com.
The Vegas Travel Center is offering 3 days and 2 nights accommodations to Vegas. They'll completely waive the package price. Plus, you get tickets to your choice of activities as well as meals. Jump on this now. Obviously, a deal like this isn't going to last. When they're gone, they're gone. So don't miss out. Just call 605-210-5220 and they'll get you set up for a great getaway. Call now for this special radio offer. 605-210-5220. That's 605-210-5220.
Now your scoop of the day comes your way courtesy of BetterCreditCards.com. Walking down memory lane can help you deal with physical pain. That is the conclusion of researchers at the Chinese Academy of Sciences who say if you take a break to look at old photos or to reminisce, actually it provides relief from general aches and pains.
I'm sure it does.
The study found that feeling nostalgic will help people overcome low levels of pain by reducing brain activity. While these feelings have been found to reduce your perception of pain, biological mechanisms at work have to remain, the biological mechanisms at work have remained a mystery until now. They say yearning for a simpler time reduces brain activity. Up until now, they didn't really know why all this stuff was happening, but they did find that it is associated with this, like a reduction in pain. And then people don't have to take as many pain meds. So they're saying if you want to be nostalgic, it could be a drug-free way for you to alleviate low levels of pain. So next time you have a headache, just think of the good old days.
Absolutely.
Sometimes when I think of the good old days, it gives me a headache. So, hey, despite what your mother says, it turns out that there are some things that vegetables can't do. Eating veggies may not help protect you against heart disease, after all, according to a new study. Yeah, critics have been really picking away at this for a while, and they had 400,000 British adults in this study. That's a lot of people. And they had cooked veggies versus non-cooked veggies, all these different things, and they finally came up with, hey, we don't think, they say there is good trial evidence that eating foods rich in fiber, like vegetables, can help lower weight and improve your risk factors for heart disease, but it's more of a side effect. So it's not helping heart disease, it's helping you lose weight, and the weight is causing
heart disease.
Yeah. But they're saying it's really a side effect.
Still,
That's still
it
good.
does.
I've got the whole story that I muttered through if you want to read it. It's in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
Aloha! Are you ready to enjoy a little slice of paradise? GMDvacations.com is a family-owned, professionally managed vacation rental in sunny Kauai, Hawaii. Your family will absolutely love the area, and the vacation rental has room for up to 6 guests. Why stay in hotel rooms when you can have your own area at a vacation rental from GMDvacations.com? Visit Hawaii with us and make your trip to this tropical paradise one to remember. On Facebook and Instagram, online at GMDvacations.com.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show this weekend. Our guest today, Jordan Goodman. He is America's Money Answers Man. Welcome, sir.
Great to be with you, John.
Well, since you and I spoke last month, a lot of things have happened. We've got a lot of things happen geopolitically all around the world, and that can actually impact the market, not just in the United States, but everywhere. So I'm going to have you kind of talk a little bit about that.
Well, we've seen the Russian invasion of Ukraine immediately push up oil prices, and you're seeing gas prices going up very sharply in America, all-time record highs, well over $4 a gallon. With the shortage of oil, I think it could go much higher. It could go to $150 a barrel, and that would mean prices at the pump of $6, $7. It's already in California over $7 a gallon, which is going to have a major impact on people's budgets. They're going to have to cut back on non-essentials to spend more on the essentials, like gas. I think it could affect behavior, too, as far as driving and commuting. And it's what I'm calling the gas pandemic. We had the coronavirus pandemic forcing people to stay home. Now, to some extent, people are going to stay home because they don't want to go out and drive and spend all the money on gas. So That's kind of the most direct impact of the Russian invasion in Ukraine.
So something that is kind of an interesting thing, over the last couple of years, many companies have had people working remotely. It was because of the pandemic before, but now I'm reading because of high gas prices, there are some companies that are allowing people to continue to work remotely, which, again, you know what? We've been practiced up for it, so that's kind of a neat side effect of what we're used to doing now.
Well, it is, and it's kind of ironic that we got used to working from home because of the pandemic for coronavirus, and so we're now kind of used to it. So now that we're supposed to be getting out in the world again, and the price of gas has gone up so dramatically, people say, well, we're kind of used to working at home. It worked pretty well, so let's keep doing that. Because it's going to cost you $80, $100, $120 to fill up your tank. That's going to put a real damper on what consumers can spend on other kinds of things. So that's one of the major impacts. Obviously, there are other impacts as well. The whole financial system is very much people worried because they kind of cut Russia off. American companies have left Russia. You can't get all the caviar and vodka you normally have, John. You're going to have to kind of cut back on those kind of things.
And as for me personally, I'm not really doing a whole lot of stuff with any of that, so it doesn't affect me personally. But I know there are probably a lot of people that this has been a really big impact in their life.
It is. Anything Russian is considered verboten these days. Russia is going to go back to the state of like a pariah state, like North Korea. It's quite amazing for such a large country to do that. But what they're doing in Ukraine is just so beyond outrageous that the whole weight of the world is coming on. Now, who's their savior? China. China's been defending them. China's going to buy their oil. China's going to give them financial help. So it's really what's happened is the global world is kind of split into two camps now, the kind of Russia-China axis and the rest of the democratic world. It's amazing this is happening in 2022. This is the era of TikTok and augmented reality, the metaverse, and here we're going back to like 19th century spheres of influence. It's really quite amazing.
So now let's talk about the households of each and every person listening. We probably got some people who maybe have a 401k or maybe a Roth IRA or an IRA or some sort of investment. What kind of things should the average person be doing right now to make sure their long-term investments are kind of safe?
Well, I think you want to keep a long-term investment in your 401k. And the market's been very volatile. It jumps up and down all over the place. In the long run, that's where you're going to make the most money is by investing in good common stocks. It could be a very volatile market because of all this, but putting your money in cash where you earn nothing is not really a very good alternative. And bond yields are maybe 1.5%. You're not going to earn very much on that. So just withstand the volatility, keep it going in stocks. With a 401k, you're doing so-called dollar cost averaging. You're putting the same dollar amount in every paycheck. And when the prices go down, you buy more. When the prices are up, you buy less. So even though prices may be down a little bit in the long run, I think it's the best way to go.
Jordan, if somebody listening would like to reach out to you, maybe ask a question or just utilize your website for some of the amazing resources you have, how do they find you online?
Moneyanswers.com is my website. Always glad to help your listeners, John.
Awesome. Moneyanswers.com. Jordan, thanks again, sir.
Thanks so much, John. Appreciate it.
Again, our guest today has been Jordan Goodman. He is America's Money Answers man. He's got over a dozen books on a bunch of topics that all have to do with finances. You can find those, and you can find a bunch of other great resources on his website. Once again, that's moneyanswers.com. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show this weekend.
At bettercreditcards.com, our mission is to help you get a better credit card. Why pay more interest than you need to? We have cards with amazing points and perks. If you're not a point person and just want the lowest interest rate, you can find those too at bettercreditcards.com. You can also find credit cards designed to help you build your credit. BetterCreditCards.com wants to help you get a better credit card. Give yourself a little credit at BetterCreditCards.com. That's BetterCreditCards.com.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The majority of your brain is fat. So if you call somebody a fathead, you're really calling them a smart person. You big old fathead. Yeah, majority of the brain fat. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
At a steady pace of 6 miles per hour, it would take a jogger 173 days to circle the globe. So if you wanted to jog around the world, plan for 173 days. I would plan for a little more than that. Also figure out how you're going to do it across the ocean. I don't know. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The highest wave ever, largest wave ever surfaced that was at least recorded was 80 feet high. That's a big wave.
That is a big wave.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Only 12% of those arrested for murder are women. If my math is correct, that means 88% are men. And finally, fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Flies spend about 30% of their time vomiting. Well, that's not fun.
That's
just
lovely.
Yeah. Several fun facts. Now you know. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
It's Bernie Carrick, former New York City Police Commissioner. If you own a gun, you need to check out StopBoxUSA.com, the safest solution to keep a firearm in your home and get instant, reliable access to that gun. It's an awesome weapon retention product, especially if you have little kids at home or frequent visitors. Get access to your gun in under a second. StopBox is the safest solution to keep a firearm in your home.
Use discount code RADIO to save 10% at StopBoxUSA.com.
You need to check out StopBoxUSA.com.
Now, the question of the day comes your way, courtesy of RadioTravelGroup.com. I really do like this new feature. This is a fun thing.
Yeah.
We replaced some other stuff that was getting harder and harder to find good news happening around the world. So I'm like, hey, how about this? And we share the answer here on the radio, but we also share the answer in our show notes. But then I just share the question on social media. And I encourage you to share that with your friends and see if you can, get some more folks to find it and see how smart you are and stuff. Here's the question. A survey found 68% of people share secrets with this person. Who is it? 68% of people share secrets with this gossipy person. I think it's a bad idea to share secrets with this person.
Their hairdresser.
Yeah, their hairstylist.
Yeah, okay.
So, I remember going into a place where I was getting my hair cut, and they were telling me all about the person who left, and I'm like, I'm never telling this person anything. So I'm like, I don't want to hear. What do you tell people when I leave? That's a bad idea. That is the question of the day. Comes your way, courtesy of RadioTravelGroup.com. By the way, not all hairdressers do that.
The Vegas Travel Center is offering 3 days and 2 nights accommodations to Vegas. They'll completely waive the package price. Plus, you get tickets to your choice of activities as well as meals. Jump on this now. Obviously, a deal like this isn't going to last. When they're gone, they're gone. So don't miss out. Just call 605-210-5220 and they'll get you set up for a great getaway. Call now for this special radio offer. 605-210-5220. That's 605-210-5220.
Now, some weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. A medical student has been caught cheating on his graduation exam with a Bluetooth device embedded in his inner ear to avoid detection. Yeah, embedded. Back in February, 78 medical students took part in the final exam, the Bachelor of Medicine, Bachelor of Surgery exam. This is in India. One of them was more desperate to pass than the rest. The unnamed student had been admitted 11 years ago, but it failed the exam multiple times. This was his final chance to pass. To increase his chances, the man apparently turned to cheating, having a Bluetooth device surgically implanted in his ear. Yeah, then while he's in there, he's just like apparently asking himself questions. What is the square root of? I don't know. I don't know what he did, but he got caught. And if he didn't, we wouldn't know about it. That is today's weird news, brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
John and Heidi.
Time now for the list, brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. These are the best veggies for your health. We talked a little bit about veggies being decent for you, but more like a side effect. So shiitake mushrooms come in number 1 on the list. Number 2, by the way, I like those.
Almost everybody does.
Number 2, sweet potatoes.
Ugh.
Those are good. Number 3, jicama. It's Jicama. I've only had that a couple of times.
I've never had that.
Yeah, you did. We tried it once, and you're like, not for me.
Oh.
I liked it. You were like, Green peas, I'm a fan. Heidi's not. Broccoli sprouts. So I don't know if that just means the end of the broccoli, or does that mean like a baby broccoli? But broccoli sprouts. I like broccoli. Garlic is number 6 on the list.
Love garlic.
Number 7 is kimchi. I don't know if I've ever had kimchi.
I have not.
Beets is number 8. Beets. Number 9 on the list, carrots. Big fan. And number 10 on the list, Brussels sprouts, which I've just never found a way to make them unless you douse them in butter
Like
and then
bacon
all of a sudden they're probably not so good for you. Like, these are okay now. Well, it's pretty much you had half of one and like a pound
I
of
do
bacon.
like carrots.
Yeah,
I like green beans. That's not on the list.
Brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com.
Aloha! Are you ready to enjoy a little slice of paradise? GMDvacations.com is a family-owned, professionally managed vacation rental in sunny Kauai, Hawaii. Your family will absolutely love the area, and the vacation rental has room for up to 6 guests. Why stay in hotel rooms when you can have your own area at a vacation rental from GMDvacations.com? Visit Hawaii with us and make your trip to this tropical paradise one to remember. On Facebook and Instagram, online at GMDvacations.com.
Time now for the quote of the day. It comes your way, courtesy of InsuranceChicken.com. Robin Williams is who our quote is from today. He's been gone a while now, which doesn't seem. The other day I read, and I don't remember what it was now, but it was a lot longer ago than I thought it was. Why do they call it rush hour when nothing is moving? That's true. It's because we're all in a rush to get there, and then we're stuck. So why do they call it rush hour when nothing moves? Robin Williams. That is your quote of the day. If you, by the way, come across something that you think is a pretty clever quote, you could submit it to us right on the bottom of the page at jordangoodman.com.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think this is good news. This comes your way courtesy of radiotravelgroup.com. Here's the story. Students at Westside Elementary School in California have recorded a series of pep talks aimed at anyone who needs a little encouragement for the day. The Pep Talk Hotline public art project was concocted by a local artist, Jessica Martin, who's also the school's art teacher. She says she was moved by the incredible collection of advice and encouragement that the children offered. In less than a week, the project has gone viral. It gets as many as 5,000 calls a day on the hotline set up to record children's words of wisdom. That number is way higher now, by the way. The advice is refreshing, very kid-like. Things like, if you are sad, take 3 deep breaths. Another one, if you're sad, get some ice cream. And then another one, if you're sad, think of fun things. Or here's another, if you're sad, punch a pillow and cry.
Oh.
And then my favorite is, it's okay to be different. It really is. I think different is awesome, by the way. So this story was sent to me. I also watched a video. I love this guy. He's on CBS, Steve Hartman. On the Road with Steve Hartman.
Right.
I love what he does. His stories are always so amazing. He did a really cool story on this. And if you can watch that story without getting choked up, there might be something wrong in a little heart region. Because when you watch it, you just see these kids and you think of this whole concept. You're like, what a cool thing. And I was like, I want to create one of those here. I think it's really, really neat. I've got a little more information in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show this weekend.